Hey guys, this is the Money in the Bank 2024 review. Okay. Now, I would probably give the show a B+. Wasn't as good as the products that they've been putting out. But I really think that this show was a stopgap going into SummerSlam. That's what it felt like. It felt like, okay, we have this show planned. Let's just use it to bring people to SummerSlam, more or less. Let's shore up what we have on the agenda for SummerSlam. That's what it felt like to me. Now, they could have done it in a better way, but I did miss the men's Money in the Bank as well as the IC title match, but I got enough information. Shockingly, Sami Zayn retained against Braun Breaker. I did not see that coming at all. With the rocket ship they've got up his ass, I figured he would destroy Sami. Not that I wanted that to happen, but maybe they have plans for him at SummerSlam. For Braun Breaker. I don't know. Trying to get my hair out of my way, but at the same time have it going the right way. Yeah. I have so much of it. And I just watched it last night. Oh my gosh, I watched yesterday's videos. My hair looked like I hadn't even combed it in the back, and I promise you, I combed it. And I was laughing at myself. I forget what I was doing, but I was making such funny faces. I was laughing at myself. And as I predicted, Drew McIntyre won the men's Money in the Bank. Which brings us to the World Championship match between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. At some point during the match, McIntyre came out, cashed in the Money in the Bank, and made it a triple threat. Now, that match I listened to from the bathtub. I didn't actually see the action. I do know that Damian Priest retained, and I believe he pinned Seth Rollins. Sounded like it was a decent match. And women's Money in the Bank. Wow, wow, wow. It was amazing. Incredible. Those women are not afraid to put their bodies on the line. And, baby, it's Tiffy time. Because Tiffany Stratton became Tiffy in the Bank. I predict she'll become champion at SummerSlam. I think she'll cash in at SummerSlam. Oh, and CM Punk interfered and took McIntyre out of the match once again. Put them in the ring already. And I think that's the plan for SummerSlam. I think Punk is ready. I think that's the plan. That should be a top priority. Okay. Oh, I'm going to be glad when this election is over. Now, if you recall, going back to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, I said these are the ones that I think it's most likely to be, and Tiffy was one of them. And I am not upset about that at all. I think she's worked hard and deserves to be there. Oh, for crying out loud. I put my brace on and I never even... tightened it down. I just noticed that. I'm like, why is my brace moving? Well, it would help if you actually put the straps down. Anyway, so not upset about that at all. Okay, the 6-man match, Owens, RKO, and Cody versus the Bloodline. First of all, Kevin Owens almost didn't make it to the match because his mother's in the hospital back in Quebec. They were in Toronto. She's been there all week, I guess. Come on. Oh, my hair is a disaster. Anyway. So prayers for Mrs. Steen. Guys, we're a wonderful community. Let's pray for Mrs. Steen and a full recovery. The Bloodline that won after a double team on Cody. The referee got knocked out of it, and yeah, it was chaos. It really was. They didn't showcase the Tonga brothers in the ring like they could have. I was disappointed. So, the fans were amazing. The fans literally sang every word of Randy Orton's music. And he's going. You could tell he was enjoying it. You could tell he was very much a leader in the match without trying to be, you know. It was just natural for him. Even though Cody and Kevin really don't need a lead because they're both veterans, you know. But Randy is just naturally that way without being a jerk, if that makes sense. So, oh my gosh, I have 3 on there? I don't think so. True. No, I don't think so. But like I said, I felt like that match was just headed towards SummerSlam. In the end, 2 of them double teamed Cody, which while he was being held, he got the Samoan spike, and referee finally gets up. And Solo Sikoa pins him. That tells me they're going to fight for the title at SummerSlam. Just saying. John Cena announces a retirement tour, for whatever that's worth, which his retirement match will be at WrestleMania next year. Because, well, Trish Stratus hosted the show, as I mentioned, and because it's in Toronto. She brought John out for an interview, and that's when he announced his retirement tour. So, yeah. Good riddance. I know that sounds terrible, but I am not a Cena fan. Like I said, overall a B+. I might have given it higher marks had I actually seen the first 3 matches. But I was with you guys, putting together that crock pot. So, and I have to watch that and make sure it does not boil over. I should have put it on low for a longer period. But it also, the liquid is much lower, so it should be better. So yeah, I'll let you know how that tasted. So yeah, it was, like I said, just sort of a pit stop on the way to SummerSlam. Tie up a few loose ends, shore up what we know are going to be matches for SummerSlam. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk, which should be some kind of no disqualification, all-out fight, in my opinion. Cody will defend against Solo Sikoa. Samuel probably... Oh no, Cody's not defending against Sikoa. Cody has to defend against Gunther. But somehow I think it's going to turn into a three-way dance with Sikoa. Or they might be waiting for Sikoa for like the next pay-per-view after that, or even drag it out till Survivor Series. See, it's weird because they've moved SummerSlam up. SummerSlam traditionally was, for those of you who haven't watched wrestling as long as I have, SummerSlam was traditionally the last hurrah before school started. It was usually like the last weekend of August, the last weekend before school started. Doesn't work that way now because school doesn't start in September. School starts in the middle of August. So, but at the time it worked. They would do it like the last Sunday of August. Or the Sunday before that. But it was always at the end of August. Mid to end of August. Now they do it in July. Like the end of July. Very beginning of August. He said 4 weeks. So it'll be the very beginning of August. Or my birthday. It's still weird. Because SummerSlam should be the last hurrah of summer. That was the whole idea. Big blowout of summer. But what you might not also know is that the Survivor Series was a Thanksgiving tradition. Thanksgiving night or Thanksgiving Eve. Usually Thanksgiving Eve. From the time it started. Survivor Series was a Thanksgiving tradition. That's what it was for. And if you watch the old Survivor Series, you will see that. They haven't done it that way in eons. Now it's either... Well, it's at the very beginning of the month. It's not... Well, because... I think it's because... they have put so many pay-per-views on the calendar that they've had to shuffle things around. Like they had King of the Ring. King of the Ring's supposed to be in June, which they did have it in June this year, which shocked me. It wouldn't surprise me if some things get shuffled around a little bit. Like the fact they brought King of the Ring back and put it in June. Where it belongs. Triple H is a traditionalist when it comes to wrestling, and I actually think that he might move Survivor Series back toward, closer to Thanksgiving. Maybe that weekend. Or do them on Saturdays. So they say the Saturday right after while you're having your leftovers or something. So I can see him doing that because he is a bit of a traditionalist. Sorry, I'm trying to see the time. My eyes are not functioning. I love that he brought back the and he fought for it for a long time. The War Games. The only thing is the commentators need to be told. And I said this in my review. The commentators need to be told that War Games is the part when each of the participants is coming in. Once all the participants are in, that's not the start of War Games. That is called the match beyond. Like I said that at the time. And I'm surprised the Triple H sitting at, Gorilla didn't say, guys, but, because they own it all. There's no reason that they can't do it. And I guess Triple H had some War Games with his NXT kids because Vince McMahon didn't want it on the regular card. Vince McMahon was too ingrained in what the World Wrestling Federation was. And I meant to say it that way. He brought them through errors. ERA. ERAS. Like the Attitude Era, the Ruthless Aggression Era, all that kind of stuff. So why couldn't he move even more forward by taking a step back in history that fans enjoy? Which is what Triple H is doing. Now, I don't know what the plans for AJ are because he wasn't there. He should have been in the ladder match, in the Money in the Bank match. Maybe even won it. Cashed it in. It would have fit the character right now. So, it's just my opinion, guys. God bless you. Again, please pray for Mrs. Steen. Kevin, she's in all of our prayers. Now, I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys. God bless you.